let's get on to the next episode, which is where do we go? We have, if you watched the previous episode, we talked about WordPress hosting your cPanel, setting up a WordPress instance, etc. Using A2 hosting. I'm also going to include the link, the affiliate link. There will be 2 affiliate links in the comments. I want to be real clear on that they are affiliate links for specific tools that I use. It helps me earn minor ducats, if you will, to put these videos out for you. So if you're looking for hosting or the other tool that we're going to talk about in this video, that is a affiliate marketing link, please click through. It'll all be there for you. So in the last video, we set up the hosting. This video, I'm going to talk about which plugins do I use. Everybody uses different plugins. Some people think that this, that, everything else is great. We're going to run through a speed test, okay? And we're going to talk about different things and how to, I'm just going to show you the speed test, and then we're going to talk about other things. So first thing we're going to do is talk about plugins. We're going to install a theme. I'm going to do this all live with you on this video so you can see step by step exactly how I'm doing it. I use the same plugins across the board for just about every website, and there's very few plugins because plugins create mass, right? There's arguments back and forth with that. So I'm going to share my screen. You can stop looking at my ugly face and we can get right to business. And let's see, let's share this screen and let's get into it. If you like this, by the way, click the subscribe button, click the like button. If you have comments, by all means, put a comment in the comment section. I love responding to constructive feedback. What would you like to see for the next video to help you build your agency? So we installed the WordPress on instance on the last video. Now we're going to go right into just digging in. We're going to talk about creating logos. We're going to talk about choosing colors. We're going to do all kinds of stuff. This should be about a 20-minute video, so let's go after it. Very first thing you're going to see when you log into your brand new WordPress admin is they added this about 2 updates ago for you to choose your starter template. And I'm going to briefly cover why you don't want to do this, because what doesn't come with these, and it may look good, is it doesn't really come with a visual builder. It doesn't come with a builder of any kind. And I'm going to talk about the different builders in this, themes, etc. The one that I use, and I also use the other ones, but why probably 90% plus of all of the websites we build are built using WordPress, using a very specific theme. All right. So you can do online store, you can do website. I wouldn't recommend doing any of these because you're just going to get a blank website. And if you don't know how to code, you don't know CSS, which we're going to talk about that in later episodes, you're going to kind of be stuck. You're going to be stuck with a free visual builder, something like Beaver Builder or something of that nature. So we're going to click on exit. It's going to say, are you sure you want to leave? Absolutely. And I plan on using a different page builder, and I'm building this for myself. All right, and submit and exit. It doesn't really matter what you choose there. I'm going to also exit out of my cPanel, and now I have my very basic WordPress dashboard to look at. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to gut the dashboard, and I'm going to get rid of all of the things that come preloaded. One of these is limit login attempts reloaded. I'm going to click on don't show this again. I'm going to go right down the line. I'm going to click on posts, and it's going to give me a sample post, hello world. I'm going to go ahead and delete that, move it to trash. There's a lot of fluff, if you will, in these. I'm going to click on pages. I have 2 pages, a privacy policy page and a sample page. I don't really need either of those. I'm going to go ahead and move those to trash and apply. And then I don't think I have comments. So there's no comments. So I have a very basic setup here. I have plugins and I have appearance. The very next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on appearance. And you can see that there's 3 themes already installed, 1 active, which is the 2020 from WordPress. I'm going to click here and click on theme details, and then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to delete this because I'm not going to use this theme. I don't even need it there. I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to click on delete, and I'm going to get rid of this one. Now I have my current active theme, and I'm going to come back to that. Very next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on plugins. Now, within this, I'm going to go ahead and deactivate my limit login attempts reloaded, and everybody's going to say, no, I really love that one. We're going to use something different. I'm going to go ahead and click on Hello Dolly and limit login attempts. And I'm going to go ahead and delete those two plugins. Yes, I'm sure. All right, so now I have a fresh WordPress dashboard with nothing there. It's bare bones. I'm going to leave a Kismet because we're going to use that later. That is an active plugin that we're going to activate, and we're going to go through everything. So the very next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start loading plugins. Okay, and I always load the plugins first. I don't know exactly why. I remember there's probably a specific reason, but I'm going to go ahead and add new. Most of these are free plugins. Okay, so the very first one I'm going to install is called Add to Any. It's compatible. So one of the things we're going to check, and one of the plugins I'm going to show you is not showing compatible or untested. It was updated a month ago. You're going to want to look at this. This is a free plugin that allows social sharing, and we aren't going to set that up in this video, but we're going to, I'm just going to show you the plugins. Again, a free plugin. So I'm going to install that, and I'm not going to activate any of these yet. All right. The very next plugin, so that's a social sharing. Very next one is going to be, I'm just going to type in 404. And this one has been updated 3 months ago. Now, there's a key here because WordFence actually came out and said that there was issues with this, but I haven't found a better one. Well, let's choose this one. Redirect 404 pages to the home page. This was updated 2 months ago. Let's try this one, because all this plugin does is if somebody reaches a 404 error, we're allowing them to be redirected right back to the home page to start over, because we don't know where they came from. And there's more advanced stuff as you're going through all of this. So I'm going to go ahead and install this one. And then the very next one you have to look for in a very specific way. WordPress came out with what they call Gutenberg, which is a block builder a few months ago, 6 months ago, whatever that is. And I really don't like it. So if you type in Jeff Star, and you have to look for it in this very specific way, you're going to pull up this right here, and it's compatible, updated 2 months ago. This one right here, Jeff Star, disable Gutenberg. I'm going to go ahead and install that. I'm literally going right down the line. Okay. All right. So the next plugin I'm going to add is Jetpack. And this will give us analytics on a website. And I'm going to show you the activation process for all of these. So I'm going to choose Jetpack by WordPress. I'm going to go ahead and install that. Now notice I haven't activated any of the plugins yet. And there's a reason for that. And come on, install. Jetpack is a pretty big plugin. It has 5 million. This is another WordPress. It's owned by Automatic, is the parent company for WordPress. All right, so the next one that I'm going to add in is called Lucky WP Table of Contents. This one right here. All right, and the reason, so creates SEO friendly table of contents, and we're going to get into SEO videos as time goes on. Because when you're starting an agency, granted, SEO is it's one of the most important aspects of running an agency and ranking a website and everything else. But it takes so long. The learning curve is tremendous. So I don't want to get into this other than you know telling you to use it at this point, because it provides so much information. Table of contents. It creates SEO friendly. Google loves it. What's our next one? Rank math. So when we look at rank math SEO, this is similar to Yoast. And the reason why I don't use Yoast anymore, I did for a long time, is there has been issues and there continues to be issues with Yoast not pulling in the proper meta titles and meta descriptions. As it's offering that up, there's been glitches and all kinds of stuff. So I've since switched to Rank Math. This is free. Again, all of these are free. And it's installed. Again, not activated. The very next plugin that I'm going to add is a plugin called Simple Author Box. And this allows multiple writers for your blog pages. There's so many different things that it does for you, from an EAT algorithm update, so expertise, authority, and trust, having multiple authors, assigning those authors. You can see that there's 50,000 plus. Again, this is a free plugin. I'm going to go ahead and install that one. And there's two more. Then we should be in a good spot. All right. So the next plugin is W3 Total Cache. And what W3 Total Cache allows you to do is it allows you to clear your cache as you're going through the design phase. It's extremely important to do that. And when you're designing something and you've saved all of your work, the very last thing that you do before you leave your website is you clear your cache. All right, so then the very last one, not the last one, there's actually a couple more, but we're going to install WordFence. And WordFence is great for security. And keep in mind, the reason why I deleted the limit login attempts is because part of the WordFence platform and part of what's free is limiting login attempts. And we're going to literally break down how to set up WordFence and all of these things. All right, so we're going to install WordFence. And we're almost there. This is a big plugin too. All right, two more. There's only two more. The next one we're going to install is called Google Site Kit. It's by Google, and it's going to tie your website into Google Analytics and Google Search Console, and it's going to do a lot of great things for you. So we're going to install that one. Now, this next one is going to be huge, and it's not going to make sense right off the bat, but there's what they call on-page SEO. This is one of the affiliate links, and this is the only plugin that I'm recommending on a website that isn't completely free. And it's a plugin called Link Whisper. And I don't remember the guy who makes it, Spencer or something or other. But we're going to go ahead and look for Whisper. All right, so here's the plugin, and I'm going to provide a link down in the comment section. I've been using this plugin for a while, Link Whisper, and it is something that I am a very proud affiliate of because it helps you so much. That one of the things that once you create your website, it's optimized, you need to do what they call on-page SEO, and Link Whisper provides a tremendous value. It speeds up the process. It is one of the most valuable tools that I can recommend to anybody. I'm not going to activate this one either, all right? Because the only other thing that is paid for right? There's two things on this entire video that are paid for. I don't know exactly what Link Whisper costs, but I do like 10 licenses a year, or 20 or 30 or 80, or I don't know. It's relatively inexpensive, and you're going to want to use this on just about every site that you build. Well, you're going to want to use it on every site that you build and every client site that you build, because you're doing both them and yourself a favor. So the very next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into appearance. And we really don't, again, we don't like this. So the next, when we look at themes, there are different themes out there. And when you're starting an agency versus becoming more experienced, there's pros and cons to both. But I would say that probably 90% plus of our websites that we build out for everybody else are pretty simple. And we use Divi for that, which is a theme. I don't know, over 600,000 installations, or maybe 700,000 at this point. And what you can do is you can buy a lifetime membership, and then it's unlimited licenses. So you're not having to buy themes over and over and over again. The reason why I'm recommending that you do this as you're starting your agency is because the learning curve between Divi versus, say, Oxygen or Elementor or any of these other ones that are out there, the learning curve is less steep. All right. And there's a time value involved because they have so many templates. It's really easy to do. I'm actually going to go in and give a basic walkthrough of setting up Divi in the next video, and setting up Divi on the website, and go through what the presets are. And we're just going to make a different video out of that. So I'm going to go ahead and add it in this video because it's the plugin in the theme. I'm going to go ahead and upload the theme. I'm going to choose a file. And I'm going to search for Divi. And here I have Divi. I'm going to go ahead and upload this, and I'm going to install it. And again, there will be links for all of this. I'm going to go ahead and log in while that's installing. I'm going to go into Elegant Themes. Excuse me. Because it takes a little bit to do that. I'm going to log in so I can add this as a key and get that activated. I'm not going to show you how to do that because I'll be giving away a whole bunch of my keys for other websites. That's something that after you buy it, it's real simple. The other reason why I'm recommending Divi is there's a huge community for Divi. There's a lot of people out there. I'm going to give a shout out specifically from a design aspect to Josh Hall. Does great tutorials on Divi design. You can find his website at joshhall.co, and he has tutorials on how to do a lot of different design things. All right, so we're going to go ahead and activate this. Activate. Since I've already activated this, but I haven't inserted the key yet, I'm going to go into this theme that 2020 that's not there anymore, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that because I don't need it anymore. Anything extra on a website, I highly recommend, or on a WordPress instance, I highly recommend getting rid of everything you don't need. All right, so I'm going to go into Divi. And I'm going to go into updates. I'm going to put in my username. And then I've copied and pasted my key for this website. I recommend you can use the same key for all of your websites, but I don't recommend you do that. And the reason being is because if you're doing a managed WordPress and you're hosting the environment and somebody stops paying the bill and then you shut it off, it could just get ugly. So Divi gives you the ability, or Elegant Themes, it gives you the ability to create unlimited amounts of keys and apply a label to it. Keep yourself organized. So we have everything here. This is all in place. Now we're going to go back to our plugins. So we have an update because I installed an older version of Divi. It's going to want me to update. So the very next thing we're going to do, we're going to see if that key stuck, right? Because sometimes one of the glitches within Divi is you issue the key to yourself, but at the same time, you've put it in to your WordPress site faster than it updated the records, and it'll come back with a bad API key. So this will tell us, it'll kick back and it'll say this isn't a valid license key if that's the case. And I'm going to go ahead and, all right, so we're good here. We're going to go back into our plugins and I'm going to activate all of them but a few, okay? Because I want to give, I want to give due diligence to a few of these, and I'm going to go through specific plugin walkthroughs. So I'm going to do add to any 404. I'm going to go ahead and add disable. I'm not going to activate link whisper yet, but I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do simple author box, W3, and I'm going to go ahead and activate all of these at the same time. The reason being is there aren't big tutorials and walkthroughs and all of these different settings that you have to mess with. All right, dismiss this. So I've done all of these, and add to any, I don't know if I'll do a tutorial on that, but disable Gutenberg, we're good. So the very next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Jetpack, not a Kismet. Both of these are both automatic sites. And I'm going to go ahead and activate Jetpack. And you remember I said this was free. So within Jetpack, you're going to go through here and you're going to click on Set up Jetpack. And it's going to ask you to choose a plan. All right, so approve this. Got it. All right, so see how it did, see how it went through all of these plans, monthly, yearly, et cetera, blah, 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 blah. Explore your Jetpack plans. We're going to go ahead and choose start for free. Because if we're building this for a client, and this is important because you're going to end up with a lot of small businesses, they may not need anything more than the free plan. And you really don't get any benefit by trying to sell them a plan for, say, Jetpack. All right, make your site faster, set up your site security. We're not going to do any of this stuff. All we really want from Jetpack is we want the functionality of the site analytics. All right, so we're going to go back into our plugins. Now we're going to go back here and we're going to, since we already did Jetpack, now we're going to activate a Kismet. And what a Kismet does is it siphons out all of the spam that comes in. And there's, over 50%, 54% of all internet traffic comes from bot traffic, where people are trying to do blog comments and all of these other things. So Kismet is important as far as filtering out the trash and the spam and the bot traffic. So we have all of this stuff. We're good. Always put, I literally don't even change any of this stuff. Let's go back to our plugins. The very next thing we're going to do is we're going to activate Rank Math. And Rank Math is our SEO. I'm going to walk you through Rank Math later on in a different video and show you how to use that. But it's extremely important. All right, so use email and password. I'm going to go ahead and do all of this stuff. It's already autofills. Again, Rank Math is free. It's connecting here. That's the right website. And again, this is just too easy. So it's going to go through the setup wizard. I'm going to go ahead and choose easy. We can change all of this stuff later. And again, I'll do this on a walkthrough. We're going to go ahead and leave all of this stuff. What is this? Company blog news site. Let's go ahead and choose that. I don't have a logo yet, and we don't have social share images. We don't have any of this stuff, and that's okay. we're going to go through how to design all of that stuff and proper sizing and all kinds of stuff in different videos. The reason why I'm showing you this is when you go through and you start going through social media, let's use Facebook as the example. The worst thing that can happen is you jump into these groups, and when you go into these groups, and you say, this is the setup that I'm using, somebody else is going to come in, we call them trolls, right? The trolls are going to come in and say, you're doing it all wrong. All right. And I'm going to show you why this is right. Okay. So we have our WordPress instance here. We're going to go back into our dashboard. Let's go back in. I think we have one more plugin to activate for right now. Yep, we have WordFence. WordFence protects you from malware, viruses, etc., etc. Super important, and it's free. I wouldn't try and do it without it. They do have a premium version that as a site starts making money, there is value and benefits to using their paid version. But for the moment or in the meantime, it isn't something that we're going to worry about. And I'm not going to show you how to set up WordPress either, right? So I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Let's do admin at digitalsherpa360.com. I do not want the security mailing because I already get this. I agree to this, and I'm going to go ahead and click OK. No thanks. I don't want a premium key. I'm going to hit no thanks. And now I have everything set up with the exception of Link Whisper, which I'm going to show you in its own video, and SiteKit because I don't want to do anything with Google yet. So let's get back to the trolling part, because as you start going through the process, you're going to say, I'm using this and I'm doing this and I need help with this. The very first thing you're going to encounter in our industry, because there are so many people in the agency world, is the troll. The troll is going to say, you shouldn't do it this way and this and blah, blah, blah. And I'll give you a perfect example. This website is hosted on GoDaddy. So the very first thing that somebody's going to say is GoDaddy sucks and the speed and all of this other stuff. So let's go ahead and put that to bed. If I go to GT Metrics, metrics.com, and I type in digitalsherpa360.com, the very first thing people are going to tell you is that GoDaddy sucks because the speed is terrible and it's on shared servers, etc., etc. That is not true. What they're trying to do is they're actually trying to convince you to leave whatever it is because they have an affiliate marketing partnership in place with whoever they're suggesting. Okay. And I do too. All right. But I don't have a partnership in place with GoDaddy. And that's where I started. So I've created this website, and without doing anything to the website as far as optimization, anything, I've done nothing to it. I'm already seeing a page speed score of 96%. I'm already seeing a YSlow score of 83%. If I look at YSlow, it's showing that I'm not using a CDN, which I'll show you how to set that up. And expiry headers make fewer HTTP requests. So we haven't optimized any of our images yet. We haven't done anything with this website. We haven't optimized anything, and it's already getting great scores. Okay. Most websites are not going to achieve scores like that. And once we set up the CDN, it's going to push this up to an A. So if I give you an example of Agency Hacker that I'm building up right now, let's look at Agency Hacker. Same setup, but a little further along with optimized images, et cetera, et cetera. Let's look at the GT metrics score of Agency Hacker on GT metrics. So if you haven't visited our website, that's what we're doing. We're putting out videos. We have a Facebook group. All right. So this is optimized. This is optimized as I'm building it, and I have a 99% and a 94%. 99%, 94%. You would be hard pressed to find anybody with those site metrics. People are going to talk about custom HTML websites. They're going to talk about all of these things. They're going to try and make you dizzy with all of this information, and it's all garbage. I have roughly just over 1 MB of total page size. It's loading in 5.4 seconds with the exact same plugins that I just showed you, making 32 requests because each plugin and everything else. So you do want to keep your plugins to a minimum, which is what I showed you. And now I'm going to show you why I'm leaving GoDaddy and why I'm recommending A2. So if I go into SEO and I use web page test, this is Agency Hacker's web page test. And this is the score that causes me to leave GoDaddy, which is first byte time. All right. And why I'm pushing A2 hosting. So even if I rerun this test, security score, it shows an F, but that is not true. I mean, it is, but it isn't. What they're claiming is kind of garbage. But using web page test, webpagetest.org, I'll leave a link in the comment section of this video for GT metrics and web page tests, so you can use those and test your websites as you're building. It's going to go through and it's going to give me the same information. All right, so this runs 3 tests, and then it gives you a lot more information, which you're not going to understand right off the bat, or maybe you do. All right, so same score. First byte time. This is a hosting issue. And this is a hosting issue that you get with GoDaddy, but you don't get with A2 hosting, which is why I'm recommending A2 hosting. Not only is it cheaper and more affordable, but at the same time, it's passing that first byte time test. All right. Let's get back to here. So I have all of this set up. I only have two plugins that I haven't started yet. I've set up my entire dashboard, and I think we're good for this video as far as getting everything set up with what you need. The next video is going to talk about how to set up Divi specifically. So please be sure to watch that. Press the subscribe and like button. Let's get back to our home screen. 32-minute video. Wow. All right. So press the subscribe and like button. I appreciate all of the support that I'm getting so far. I think the channel is 6 days old and it's growing nicely. And share this with your friends, right? So, the interesting part as far as starting an agency is generally you're going to find yourself in similar circles with other people that are trying to build their agencies. And I'm doing this because I see an opportunity that there's a lot of people who either have agencies that aren't running them correctly, but 2, it gives me the opportunity to give back to the community, because there's a lot of things that if I started my agency today and I knew now what I didn't know back then, I would have done that differently. And those are the tools that I'm hoping to provide everyone that watches this video, in hopes that you can do it better than I did. So look out for the next video, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one, which is going to talk about setting up Divi, using colors, etc., etc. We'll see you in a few minutes.